Welcome back to the Mastering Runeterra podcast with Jay and Bay, the #1 source for competitive Legends of Runeterra news and information. If you're looking for the best decks to play right now, be sure to check us out on Twitter at Master Runeterra or in our Discord. And if you want to take the next step in leveling up your game, check out our Runeterra team on Patreon, where we do weekly learning calls and one-on-one coaching. Now strap in and grab yourself some poro snacks, because we are about to start Mastering Runeterra.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Mastering Runeterra podcast. I'm here with my co-host Jay, the J to my Bay. We got a pretty big announcement over the last couple weeks. We have the patch that finally came out. A lot of nerfs, a lot of buffs. Some buffs people aren't very happy about. Some buffs people are very happy about. We're going to go over not only all those changes, but what we've been running, what's working, what's not, and what we expect to see coming up in the ladder and tournament meta from here.
Yeah, exciting times. It's been quite the roller coaster. Hey, like the patch came out, everyone was a little lukewarm on it, us included. Though and a lot of the assumptions that we made, I think, have been a little bit wrong. Definitely some degree of wrong. And this is a lesson that we seem to learn over and over again, that just because a patch looks a certain way, if you change enough things, eventually some stuff is gonna, like, the meta is gonna change, because like, oh, this one thing over here got like removed or added, and then that affects like this other thing is now powerful enough and like rises up, and like the whole meta just starts like to churn because of that like one thing. And we've seen a number of things from this meta start to, and it's still taking shapes, but start to like jump up. The top one's got to be the what's the card called? The 5-mana buff 2?
Iceborn Legacy.
Iceborn
Legacies, I think. It's like
Yeah, so this thing hit the scene. I'm pretty sure everyone knows about it now. Poros was the deck that first popped off with it. Making
the card is, by the way, 5 mana, 5 mana burst now, it used to be slow. Give an ally +2/+2, grant an ally +2/+2, and all copies with the same name. Everything with the same name. So like if you put it on a daring poro, for example, just off the top of my head. Then all the daring poros that you have in your deck on the board and ever draw, make, or summon will have that buff as well.
Yeah. So the shockingly, coincidentally, daring poro was the one that first got played a bunch and has been doing quite well, and just kind of invalidates a lot of other strategies because they can't handle just a bunch of 3/3 elusives coming at them on like turn 4.
If you're slow, and you apply no pressure, like,
you're just done.
They're just going to crush you.
And then there's the spider control deck as well, which I'm interested to get your thoughts on, because I feel like you have a little bit more experience with it than me. But let's keep going on the different things. So we'll come back to it. Some other big changes are definitely Kindred being a 4-mana 4/3 quick attack. That's a solid body, and then like a very solid ability as well.
Especially for like a Kindred's in an interesting spot, because Kindred's effect is a backline champ's effect. But the way Kindred works, Kindred can get in there and mix it up.
Kindred can beat down.
Kindred sometimes, especially after Kindred levels, like they whoop some ass, man. they really do. They get big.
Yeah.
Changing like a full mana drop for only one stat is like, that's nuts. Like, that's a huge change. Now Kindred needed it. Kindred blew. But yeah, that's a huge change. So we'll talk about that one more. What are some other big hitters?
Let's see.
Some nurse.
Diana's
coming up. Yeah.
Diana,
huge change. Now she gets challenger every time you enable Nightfall. No longer do you have to like get Nightfall once to, like, you play Diana, you challenge one thing, and then you have to level her and activate Nightfall one more time. Now it's every time you activate Nightfall, Diana gets challenger. Huge change. I've been trying to make a deck with her work, and it's like kind of there.
Yeah, I think the support staff is like a little lacking more than her. Well, like Diana saw play because she was basically a like 2-mana removal spell that like stuck around, and now she's like a 2-mana removal spell every single turn, which is kind of absurd.
And also very good with the old Pale Cascade.
Yeah, Pale Cascade
lets you play 5 copies basically of the +2/+1 Pale.
It's so ridiculous.
Can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I can't believe how we were just like, that's a card.
That seems fine.
Okay. I mean, we still played at +1/+1. And so, yeah, very like quick attack challenger is ridiculous. But yeah, the game is also power crept a little bit. Like there's a lot of decks that are like, you could literally kill one of their units like for free every turn. And they would still just be like, whatever, that's cool. Like Ahri Kennen, can you imagine? Like it's like, I just play my 4-drop, that's 3 different units, and that's cool. You could kill one. I'll just copy that thing, play it again, and like, yeah, it just doesn't matter.
Harpoon got hit.
Harpoon.
Some people say it got buffed. It did not get buffed. That is not how that works. That's always the meme, though. People always say that. Oh, it dodges Notify now.
That's not super cute, and I've definitely seen it be true. But I just played some Plunder yesterday, and let me tell you,
it was bad, man.
Having 3 spell mana and being like, looking at my card, looking at my spell mana, was not happy about it.
So that's a big hit, and then they kind of just slapped Vandal City a bit, which was like great because I'm tired of that.
It was obnoxious.
Shellfolk got a large nerf that makes me think they want to keep it viable. It went from a 4/6 to a 4/4, which it should have been to start with. Honestly, why was it so big? It's the best value generator in the entire game, and it was
even like
unattackable.
4/5, for God's sake. Why is it 4/6?
Because 4/6. What made you pick those numbers? But now it's a 4/4. So they're not doing anything to the actual ability of Shellfolk, which I think is fine. I think it's fine. The important nerf to Shellfolk isn't actually to Shellfolk. The important nerf to Shellfolk is Hidden Pathways got hit, and it got hit really hard. Instead of 5 mana, it's now 6 mana, and it gets discounted to 4, which is a big change. And another one that like just should have probably been there to start with, maybe, or at least like, why is it so much better than Deep Meditation?
Yeah. I feel like they didn't realize how easy it was to turn on because it's just always on.
You know what's funny though? You know which region has the best draw right now?
Which?
Noxus.
Oh yeah, they've always had pretty good draw.
You have Whispered Words, which is like really good. It's 4 mana, which is currently 4 mana draw 2 is like it. That's it. There is no better.
But like Whispered Words hasn't really seen that much play in general.
Because
but the other ones though, like the 2 mana
5 mana one that draws all the things.
Which one's that?
I think it's a Trifarian card. It's like a Trifarian Assessor. However many 5 power units you draw a card.
Oh yeah, that card can be super busted.
I mean, the thing is, Noxus isn't a region that like craves the draw, right?
Yeah,
because Noxus wants to go fast.
What about the mother or whatever, the two drop that pings something and draws a card? Is that Noxus?
What?
It's you played in Plunder. It's like 2 mana. That's really embarrassing. It's like a staple. 2 mana, 2/3. Croaker. Is that Noxus? Bilgewater. Oh, okay. I always get Bilgewater and Noxus.
You don't even play Noxus in Plunder. My God.
I'm not good with the regions. Okay.
All the time, dude. I sit there and I'd be like, okay, we have to play around
the regions.
Shellfolk and Sharpsight, and like they're just not playing those regions.
There's some that are like in my head for sure. Like actually, you know what? There was a lot that like I thought were Demacia ended up being Targon. That was a thing also for a while.
What is White Flame and Pantheon to me are Targon. I mean, are Demacia cards. Like in my head. They're just Demacia cards.
They should totally be. Anyways, looping back around.
Some other changes. Mayor got hit. Good.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a great change. Now it only affects the first multi-region card played each turn. Really nice change. Mayor did some stupid things, and I'm really happy to see these Vandal City changes. I think it's really healthy for the game.
Yeah. Any other buffs that have been?
Yeah, Maokai got like, it's a change, but it's a buff. Now it's on summon instead of play, which means Vile Feast gives you a sapling and activates Maokai's effect. And the cool thing that's like not cool enough to be good, but it is fun, is that you can use Line 'em Up to burst speed out a sapling. Puts a keg on the field.
Oh yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Is it good?
I mean, it's still Maokai, but like, but it is cool. I know people are experimenting with deep, which I'm gonna tell you is not good.
Big words
but it
coming
is
from
fun.
you. Notorious deep
I know.
lover.
I know, notorious deep lover Majiinbae. But like, you'll never some of the best decks right now utilize elusives. Right? You know, you have Ahri Kennen. There's a lot of poros on ladder at the moment. I expect poros, no matter what happens to Iceborn Legacy, I expect poros to fall off super hard in the next couple days.
Yeah. So what's the deal? So I've been playing Ahri Kennen. If you don't know already, if you want to be winning, you should be playing Ahri Kennen. The deck is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. There's almost like, I don't want to say there's no bad matchups because that's not true. But out of like the top meta decks, there's not really any that are like a huge issue.
Your worst one might be like 45, 55, right? Like,
yeah, you have to go like pretty hard target stuff. Even then, yeah, like Spider's supposed to be bad. I'm sure it is bad, but like I still like, I don't know, 3-0 against it in the last like few days or the last times I played it. Admittedly, I literally like 1 life or something, but still, like that's your bad matchup. You should be like rolling to it. So that's actually
the nuts. But to talk about the Iceborn Legacy decks, first of all, the Spiders version, the Howling Abyss Spiders or the Spiders Control or whatever.
Oh yeah,
Elise Kindred and Elise Trundle. It is real, and it is good. The thing though is like both these Iceborn Legacy decks are pretty hit or miss. Like if they miss Iceborn Legacy, they often don't do anything. I like the Kindred version because I think like Kindred in that shell is kind of nice because you're always flipping Elise. So if you can go like Elise Kindred and you flip Elise, you can start challenging things and like activating Kindred, which is cool.
Yeah, why do you even want Trundle?
He's a good finisher. And like Trundle with Howling Abyss is pretty nice because you could start sending champs after stuff. It's fine. He's also just big now.
Yeah, bigger.
That's another buff, by the way. He's a 4/6 again. Great revert. I think that's a very nice revert. See, that was his original stat line. But yeah, the deck's good, and the Poros deck, it's good. The problem, like, they're not that good, I think. Like I said before, I think in a couple days, Poros will be not super played, and then I think the Spiders deck will kind of fall off after that. Because these decks are, sometimes they just don't do the thing, and when they don't do the thing, they feel bad. They're pretty, like, RNG, but unless you're playing a deck that, like, specifically beats them, the problem is that, like, they're so tough to deal with.
Yeah, because they're super linear. So like,
yeah, I killed Good Day Maverick on stream on turn 5 with the Elise Kindred deck through interaction, through a freeze. I killed him on turn 5.
Was that before or after he hit himself in the face with the pie?
Before. That was one of the reasons he had to hit himself in the face with the pie.
Yeah, how did that bet go?
He had 4 lives. He played 5 viewers and 5 streamers. If he lost all 4 lives, he had to pie himself. He lost 1 life in the viewer portion of it. And then I know I beat him and I didn't see his other games. But yeah, I think like the problem with Iceborn Legacy isn't even that it's like a super busted card, which I think it kind of is. It's that it's like, it's impossible to interact with.
Yeah.
Burst speed. And it's just annoying. And sometimes they just draw 1 or 2 and you die and there's nothing you can do about it. And it feels terrible. Have you played any of them? You haven't, but like the Poro mirror is the most miserable mirror I've ever played in my life.
I have played that one time. Thank you. My opponent did not have the elusive Poros. They were on some sort of normal Poro action and it did not last long.
Yeah.
Got him.
It's not fun because you're sitting there with Iceborn Legacies or not drawing Iceborn Legacies. And the entire game is dictated by who draws more. That's it. That's the whole thing. Yeah, that's it.
I'm really good at that. I don't know if you know this about me, but I'm a good card gamer, and whatever card I need seems to be drawn whenever I need it, no problem. So I'm all about that. Let's go. Mirrors all day.
You should like do lessons. Seminars on how to.
Jason Ferron School of Runeterra is currently open, but only for ants, as it is small.
It's very small. Jason Ferron School of How to Draw Good.
Yeah. how to not run beds.
Yeah. So I expect this, like, we're all having a pretty big response to it. Like people either hate it or they are hard fighting the other way, that like it's not even that good. You just have to like play a deck that beats it. And like I think both people are right. It's not the best deck. None of these Iceborn Legacy decks are the best deck, and they're not going to be the best deck. they're just awful to play against.
Here's the thing, though. I think I'm really excited to see. There's that like really big tournament happening this Sunday. Go sign up for it. Mastering Runeterra qualifier for
what's that one
5K
called?
championship. More information we found at masterruneterra.com. These decks in a tournament setting, I think, are going to be a problem because they're so linear. Like, is anyone bringing 3 decks that are going to be good against poros? Because that's tough to do, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's probably tough to do. Like the Pantheon, Shyvana Pantheon is probably like, I'm not going to say it's unlosable, but if it's not at least 80-20, I'd be pretty surprised.
Into poros.
Into poros.
Oh, interesting. It hasn't been great against other stuff, though.
Yeah. Anything with damage-based removal, you run over, obviously. You struggle pretty hard to aggro because you have 1 drop, 1 2 drop, and 1 3 drop. Your curve starts at like 4.
For the poros?
So, no dragons.
Oh.
But that's actually what I've been using to climb with because, and I was talking to you about this before we went live. My win rate, the Ahri Kennen, I believe is higher, but I like the free wins I get against poros with Shyvana Pantheon, and I'm able to play like 3 games in the same time it would take me to play 1 with Ahri Kennen at the moment, which seems pretty good. I'm currently at about 300 LP. You're at 500. God Gamer over here.
I've played very little also, which makes me very happy.
Yeah, well, hey, you just blitzed up and then you just chill. But I'm assuming you're going to, a little bit of a tangent here, assuming you're going to do a lot of prepping off ladder this season with the team and everything.
Yeah,
I want to see you top 32, man.
One time. Yeah. So yeah, interesting stuff there. We'll maybe come back to that. I want to talk more about Pantheon Shyvana. When playing against this deck, it's felt strong to me. I haven't played it myself. It's one of the ones though that's like at the top of my list. So I'm glad that you are putting reps in. I asked Henneke about it. He's on the like mono.
He likes mono Pantheon. Yeah.
Mono Pantheon for some reason. I don't know. I thought Shyvana was looking pretty hot. Shoot, where was I going with this? Tournaments. I'm really excited to see what happens this Sunday. Because there's a lot of decks and a lot of lineups, and like, I'm thinking like Ahri Kennen, some sort of like maybe the poros deck, and could you even go like you could go spiders deck too, and just have like another. Crazy...
I did that for my lineup for Runeterra Academy, and then I got 0-2'd on poros in the first match.
Which deck did you play against?
Poros was one of them.
Okay.
The other one I don't remember, but I got blasted. And then the second match, I blasted my opponent with poros because I was running poros and spiders. Not Noxus spiders, but the Iceborn Legacy spiders. The Trundle one.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, you could bring them to tournaments. I expect to see more of the Howling Abyss Iceborn Legacy spiders version than the poros version. Because I think people won't want to play such a coin flippy deck.
Ooh, I don't know, bro. I think at least this weekend, I expect to see a lot of poros because the deck is really powerful and really easy to play, generally speaking.
Yeah, no, generally speaking, for sure. There are some really cool stuff you can do with like Station Archivist, but outside of that, the deck's like, see, it's so simple. The people are talking to me about how their friends are like playing Runeterra for like the first time because the poros deck sounded interesting. Also, someone else brought this up. They're like, I fucking hate this poro deck, this Iceborn Legacy. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say the F word on here, but I don't really care. It's my podcast thing. Do what I want. They're like, I hate this deck. I hate this card, but I can count multiple people that I personally know. This is what someone else was telling me. That started playing the game because there's a poros deck that doesn't need any champions and it's easy to win with and do cool things with.
That's awesome.
And I was like, that's really cool. That is, and like some people were hopping into my chat, like a Gwent streamer hopped into my chat, saw me playing the poro deck, was like, this looks like so much fun, and I know I can I can just immediately craft this because I don't need champions. I'm gonna go build this deck and play it right now, and like that is really cool. But I fucking hate the deck. It's miserable to play, and it's miserable to play, in my opinion, because none of my decisions matter.
I have none of these qualms. One, I play Ahri Kennen, so I've farmed the crap out of the deck so far, so I don't feel like it's a problem. Two, I played it myself, and I smashed people with it, and it felt great, and I had a good time, and I was like, cute little Poro's gonna get you. And so so far I have no issues. It is like day 3 though, or something of the Poro Menace. And like you say, a lot of people seem to think that it's not actually as good as it was first made out to be. I think what's his face, our teammate that's like really sexy. I know it's hard to narrow it down.
It's really tough, man.
The one that streams, the big one that streams.
Down.
The one that top aided worlds.
Is it Ikato or what am I? Because we have 2 of those as well.
I don't know if Ikato.
Okay.
Ikato tweeted out that he thought the deck was only like tier 2, or like high tier 2, or like low tier 2, or tier 3 even. And you know, you're saying this as well. I mean, we're listing like a number of the top decks here that apparently are like pretty good into it. So yeah, it doesn't seem like it's too much of an issue. Tournament setting though, totally different. I'm really wondering.
Ban the Pantheon, and maybe your lineup just can't deal with it. Maybe you brought turbo thralls. That sucks.
Yeah,
you're gonna get crushed.
Yeah,
I think it will be a problem in the tournament meta, or the Iceborn Legacy decks will be a problem in the tournament meta if there's no change to Ionia / Ahri Kennen, because Ahri Kennen is already kind of a must ban.
Yeah.
You can play triple aggro if you want to. I'm still gonna beat you, but you can play it. Like if you want to bring a lineup that you think targets the best deck in the format, you go right ahead. Right? Like, but I'm gonna bring the best deck. And if you're forced to ban it, that opens up a lot of things for me.
Yeah. This meta is gonna be really interesting. So like, yeah, there might be things that are like problematic. But like there's
this is the most interesting air quotes I've ever seen.
For anyone listening at home, I'm doing just normal air quotes.
Yeah, that's not what happened.
But it's like it's not like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like there are counters to things. It doesn't seem like, I don't know.
I think it's less doom and gloom than people think. I think honestly, like, it's a good patch. I think Ionia / Ahri Kennen, it does need to get touched. It's the best deck. It's not close. But I think we're in for a fun tournament meta for sure. When things kind of like really shake out and we see what's going on. I think it's going to be a good time. But that's been like, our tournament meta has been really good for like honestly a really long time. Like a really long time.
Tournament metas are always good. The ability to ban a deck is fantastic. Which I was also thinking about this. The reason that I love Runeterra a lot more than I was gonna bring this up. Okay, so like, okay, I'm gonna tangent here a little bit. So I've been crushing with Ahri Kennen, but everyone's gonna be banning Ahri Kennen, right? So like, I could be the best Ahri Kennen player in the fucking world, and I'm gonna show up to seasonals and be like, Ahri Kennen? They're like, no, that's horrible. You thought you were gonna no. It's like snap banned just before you even picked your other 2 decks. There was just an X over it. So 1, yeah, I need to do a bunch of work to figure out what my other 2 decks are going to be. And 2, I really like that about Runeterra because, I don't know, you can't just be a specialist. Like, you see that in Magic all the time. People just play one deck. Like, I have one deck. Yeah, this is my deck.
People who have been known for a deck for 5 years.
Oh, yeah, that's even another
Tom Ross played Infect for like a decade.
Yeah. And so I love that you have to, like, it's just so much more skill intensive that you have to play other decks. And then also the ability to ban
I love
things.
And hate that. I like to be a specialist.
It lets the format be interesting also, which is another fantastic thing. So yeah, best of 3 is so freaking good. I feel like I have
self-healing a bit.
Yeah.
Like the tournament format, right? Like when people say we're in such a bad meta, they're usually talking about ladder. But like, in tournament, you either get to target whatever's the problem, you get to ban whatever the problem is. Like, there's a lot. You could tech super hard. Like, there's a lot of stuff you can do in tournaments.
And then so much nuance between those 2 streams also.
Yeah.
God, and so
it adds another, like, skill level. Besides just like, oh, I'm playing with so different sideboard cards. It's like, oh, I'm playing 2 completely different decks, right?
Much. Yeah. Not only is there, like, different cards in your list, and then there's just different lists in your lineup. Like, it goes so deep. So speaking of which, though, we're also expecting an update about competitive this month. I think we should get some sort of like something coming.
Imagine a little tidbit, some little crumbs.
Yeah, I'm not getting my hopes up, frankly.
No,
I'm worried.
I would expect I wouldn't expect any actual real announcement until at least after seasonals. Probably when close to the next set drops, because that's in February. And that's when the calendar runs out.
That we currently have, yeah.
That we currently have. And I love those calendars, by the way. I love those.
They're great.
Like, here's what's coming in the next 6 months, and it lists everything. I love that.
The last big video update we had was 6 months ago. It was in July.
Video update. What is video update? Oh, from like the devs?
Where the devs were like, hey guys, here's what to expect for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
We got another set coming out.
And that's when they did the last like schedule thing, right?
They ended in February. Yeah.
There's a better term for that than schedule thing, but I can't think of it.
It's a schedule thing. It's fine.
We get it.
But man, I gotta say, whenever I see like Wild Rift Esports just had their big like promo trailer about how they're having this big, huge like world qualification thing, I'm so jealous. So fucking jealous. I'm just like, come on, give it to us. You made listen to the words that are coming out of my freaking mouth right now. Okay. You made the best competitive card game, like of this nature that there's probably ever been. Now freaking make the competitive part of it. Like, what are you doing? It's like having the best race car ever and just being like, we're just going to drive around town in the city. Like, no, it was meant to go be raced. Take it out. Please, God. And then like, meanwhile, they're like, I don't know, like Wild Rift's dope and stuff, but like, it's still just a freaking mobile. I shouldn't say just a mobile game. Mobile games are massive in other places.
In America, and just a mobile game in like China.
Anyways,
completely different things.
Fine, bad comparison. But you know what I'm saying? This is
I get you.
An amazing competitive game. Just fan-freaking-tastic. I wanted to make this like new tangent. I wanted to make this, every single card game has like one piece of the pie, but not like all of it. So there's like, what was it? It was Artifact came out with like $1 million tournament day one. This is what we're doing. And then this like didn't make a good game. It's like,
also they didn't do the tournament.
Well, yeah, because the game died. But that was like the big draw, right? Legends of Runeterra, fantastic game. Like you were just gonna, like, is competitive even a thing? Does anyone want that? We'll see later. No. And then like Hearthstone is like, I don't know, a bunch of RNG and like super hard to qualify, weird, don't even know how the system works. And then Magic like tried it and then kind of like pooped the bed in the middle, tried to like just couldn't execute on their esports plans at all.
Magic, unfortunately, I think 10 years ago had the best professional system of all time.
Well, yeah, if only someone would copy paste exactly what that system was and then have a successful game like just take off in 2 days. Oh wait, I don't have any Flesh and Blood cards in my drawer. Flesh and Blood.
He's talking
anyone that doesn't know, Flesh and Blood literally, I cannot say literally any harder here. Copy pasted. They like might as well have just slapped their logo over a Wizards of the Coast logo from one of their posters and been like, "This is Flesh and Blood organized play now." And it just blew the fuck up. I'm gonna go play.
Happier.
Yeah,
I couldn't be happier.
I have not played a single game of Flesh and Blood and don't know how it works. And still, I am waiting for the organized play announcement because it's that fucking cool.
It is important. I get you. But we did come a long way from last year when the game was released.
True.
We got seasonals that didn't exist, right?
That was a big step up.
And I expect to see something similar this year for the competitive announcement.
Worlds was pretty dope, hey? Like trying to qualify for it was really cool. Like we've talked shit about it because there were some issues and whatever, but like a lot of that was like easy to iron out and didn't actually have to do with Riot. But like
the
top 16
top 16
was fucking fantastic.
So good.
Yeah.
It's the best.
So
it might have been the best like card game tournament I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Right. It was so exciting.
Yeah. So fucking good. And so, you know, even just like imagining like we get to do that again this year already, that's pretty fucking hype. And then like there's probably gonna be more. We'll keep our expectations, you know. But like, you know, they're going to reiterate, you know, things are going to get more interesting. You know, there's going to be something coming. So that alone gives me some hope because I was like, I don't know. It's been so long. It's been so long since we've heard anything. Just like, are we even going to get anything? Is there even going to be another season? Of course there are. Yeah, there's going to be lots of cool stuff. But man, I can't wait for it.
I'm going to jump in here with a little something different. I know you, so for those who don't know how this works, Jason handles most the tournament website stuff. He does most of the actual work of mastering Runeterra, and then I focus a lot on my personal brand, the podcast. I do a lot of Patreon stuff. So we kind of split it that way. But basically, what ends up happening is that I am a little more crowd facing, I would say. Like I hear and see things from the player base probably more than most people. And what I have been seeing and hearing over the last month is a humongous influx of new players.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, not just like random people, too. Like, I've been seeing on Twitter from like real Twitch streamers talking about how great Runeterra is. Like,
what do you attribute that to?
I have no idea.
Could it be Arcane?
No idea. It might be Arcane, yeah. But like, honestly, I don't know. People just seem to finally be like coming around. This game is really good. And that's what I'm seeing on Twitter is just these people who are like, hey, just so you guys don't know, like they don't even play card games on their stream, right? But they're like, just so you guys know, Legends of Runeterra is the best card game. Like I play it all the time. You guys should try it. They're not sponsored. They're not like, they don't even talk about Runeterra or League. And yeah, I've been seeing this on Twitter. And then I've been seeing, like I've been saying, so many new players coming in, mostly to my YouTube. We're just saying, hey, I'm brand new. I tried this out. This was really cool. Thank you so much for like, you know, all this stuff. At a much higher rate than I was previously. And
Yeah,
now that could be that I'm hitting a different audience on YouTube, but I don't know. That seems pretty coincidental.
Yeah, I mean, Arcane brought a lot of eyeballs to
the League
world.
IP.
Yes, somebody who I forget. I saw a post by someone that was like talking about the IP in general, and they were like, "My 70-year-old father knows who Jinx is. Has never played a game of League of Legends ever. Like, that's dope. Like, you can see the spread. So, for sure, that's got to be part of it. Arcane is like massive.
Totally,
so big,
and like Arcane, and I think these other games, Ruin King, Legends of Runeterra, right? The fighting game coming out, Valorant, have made League of Legends cool, I guess. Like, so League has a stigma. Like, we can't pretend it doesn't. League of Legends has a stigma. People either play League of Legends or they fucking hate League of Legends. And they've never played it. Those are like the two camps. Like, I used to not play League of Legends, and I wouldn't touch anything League with a 10-foot pole, and I knew nothing about it. I don't know why. It's just a stigma. And then I got brought into League through various other things. And now I'm all right. I do everything League, right? But like, but I think Arcane and stuff has kind of removed some of that stigma. Now people want to try out League, the League universe without, and you don't even have to play League anymore.
Yeah.
There's other, honestly, better options if you're looking to explore the League universe. You have Runeterra, which is easily the best one. Like, maybe not the best game for people, but Runeterra is the best way to get into the League of Legends lore. You have all the voice lines, you have the characters that interact with each other, you have the flavor text, right? Like, it works. You have all these other things, you know, Ruin King, there's the fucking Ziggs game. Like, there's all this stuff coming out. And I think that is bringing a lot of people into the space. And then if people like card games and they want to try out something League of Legends, they loved Arcane. Well, Vi's in here, and that was their favorite character in Arcane, right? And now they get to go try it out. And I think that's such a big deal.
Yeah, I totally agree. I wanted to to try stuff in the League world because it looks so fucking beautiful and awesome. But MOBAs weren't like, I don't know. I enjoy MOBAs, but they weren't like my thing. I was busy doing other stuff. And so yeah, when the League card also like, you know, Riot's just very famous for like their esports scene and stuff, which is dope. And so when they made a card game, I was like, yeah, sign me up. And then finding out about the lore and everything has just been like fantastic. So good. I've loved it.
Yeah. Very deep. And yeah, there's something about Runeterra and like League where the way the characters interact just feels so like, I don't know, good.
Natural. Yeah.
It feels natural. Yeah. It feels like they've already existed.
Dude, Draven,
right? Like,
Draven's voice line, dude.
They're so funny.
Dude, like, Timo. Fuck yeah, I'm like, they put that in here? What the f is that? Look, I'm like,
so funny.
I like fell off my chair. I died.
It's hilarious. But like, yeah, all the characters interacting and like, you can tell which characters based on the voice lines, like know each other, which ones work together, which ones don't like each other very much. You can tell how these characters are seen based on like how their followers interact and everything, and like that's so cool. Ow, I keep yanking on my headphones. And yeah, I'm just glad. I feel like we're getting a lot of new eyeballs on Runeterra. I don't even know if that's true. That's just what I've been feeling and seeing. And I think that's great because the game deserves it. It's so good.
Yeah. One of the things that I saw that really gave me some hope was an interview with Riot Umbridge, who did an interview. And I don't know, I felt like I hadn't heard too much from him in a while. And one of the parts that he was talking about was like, you know, what we're trying to achieve, which is to make Legends of Runeterra like the biggest, best card game on the planet kind of thing. And I was like, yes, okay, good. That was what I was hoping and what I wanted to see. And I was worried that, like, I don't know, maybe they were just like, yeah, this is like this fun little side thing for the lore and stuff. So I don't know, hearing him say that was like somewhat reassuring. Like, yes, please make it the biggest, bestest
Our
game
goals
ever.
online. Yeah.
Yeah, because it should be. It's freaking fantastic. Okay, circling all the way back, what do you expect to see this Sunday in tournaments? What do you think is going to win? I mean, Ahri Kennen's a crusher.
Ahri Kennen. If you're not running Ahri Kennen in your lineup and you don't have like a very good reason, I think you're trolling. I think you just have to start there. I expect to see a lot of the Iceborn Spiders deck. Honestly, I know you think you're going to see a lot of poros, and we'll see who's right. But the reason I think the Iceborn Spiders deck will see more is because it gives you more agency, more play. And like I've talked about before, tournament players love to have agency.
Yeah, it just seems like a better overall deck.
Yeah, I agree. I expect more Pantheon because people want to be ready for the poros. But I don't know, Pantheon seems like just not super popular in tournaments.
Yeah, why is that? What's the deal there?
It feels bad to bring something that loses to Ahri Kennen.
Ban Ahri Kennen.
Yes, but Pantheon seems sometimes and feels sometimes very simple.
Okay.
Very boring.
I get that.
Players love agency.
I get that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like I think Pantheon's really good, especially if you're gonna ban Ahri Kennen. Like bring Pantheon, Sivir Akshan, and just like clap people.
Oh, Sivir Akshan.
I know you can't play that deck, but it's really good. It's still a good deck. And yeah, so like I think we should see more of that. I don't think we'll see like a ton, but I think we should.
What would you bring if you were playing?
Ahri Kennen.
Darkness?
Probably not. Darkness is kind of sus right now.
Yeah.
Hidden Pathways is like a really big nerf to Darkness. And then like TF Nami was one of your best matchups, and that's gone, basically. Right?
Is it? Is TF Nami just not a thing now?
Hidden Pathways nerf is such a big deal. It's such a big deal. You'll see more of it and decks like it in tournaments than you will on ladder, though. Because if you're looking for things to beat Ahri Kennen, that's still one of them, right? TF plus ping package plus Bandle City stuff is still going to be one of your best options. But I probably won't bring Darkness. I would probably bring Ahri Kennen, Pantheon, Sivir Akshan. Yeah. Double rally and the best deck.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm trying to think of like what was doing well, but so much has changed now, other than Ahri Kennen.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good like. I could bring Zoe Diana, Shellfolk. That's a real deck.
Is it a real deck? Because whenever I look at a Zoe Diana deck, I'm like, oh, this will be fun. Let me look, and I'm like, how does this deck win?
Does this deck ever beat people?
Yeah, does this deck actually ever kill anything?
I've been playing a lot of Zoe Diana Invoke, and it's so close. It's so close, man. Because I was playing both like heavy Invoke, where you're basically running like Zoe, Diana, Pale Cascade, and then like the Nightfall Priestess, and that was like, you know, with like Mountain Scryer and stuff, and the two Atros at the top, and then I was running Zoe, Diana, Nightfall, Invoke, which was more promising. This ran like Doom Beasts, Unto Dusk, Unspeakable Horror, things like that. That was a lot more promising, but it's not quite there.
Yeah, that's
Invoking is kind of bad right now.
It's a little slow. It's a little on the slow side. What are your thoughts on Kindred Viego?
Kindred Viego, I think will be better. if people start bringing lower to the ground decks. Are you talking about Ionia one or Bilgewater one? Those are different.
Ionia. I didn't know there was a Bilgewater one.
Okay, Ionia doesn't want lower to the ground decks. Bilgewater one does. And I've seen like, yeah, there's Kindred Viego with Bilgewater where it's like make it rains and line them ups and stuff because you have the Keg interaction with Viego, which is really cool.
Right.
Because if you blow up a Keg, get the mist.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. The Ionia one, it's the same as always. It hard stomps control and some other mid-range decks and like loses to everything else.
Yeah.
And then the Bilgewater one is just like a mid-range deck that preys on things that are weak to pings and that can't deal with like your champions. So we'll have to see. They're both meta picks. I don't like, maybe we'll find a refined list and they'll end up like being really, really good. And that honestly would be really cool. But I'm not sure. I think they'll be tier 2.
Yeah. I think the real question is, do you think we see any changes before seasonals? I hope not.
I don't think we will.
I mean, it's probably gonna depend, right? It depends if we come into this Sunday and like, I don't know,
8 out of 8 are running Ahri Kennen.
I mean, 7 out of 8 were running Ahri Kennen the last week. So one deck though being the best is not like that big of an issue.
Yeah, it's when you have like a 2-deck pillar.
Yeah, that becomes a real problem.
Not the problem. Like TLC Nasus Thresh, it's just like it stifles all creativity.
Too much. Yeah, made my choices that season very easy though.
Yeah, your TLC Nasus, and you put in a third.
And X. What is your third?
Like Tribeam.
Dragons, even. I think was being out of point.
Because it beat Nasus. It was like one of the only decks to beat Nasus. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't expect a change, a hotfix. And honestly, I don't need a hotfix. But like, if we do get one, I think they'll hit Ionia / Kennen Ahri. I'm gonna keep saying that. It's Kennen Ahri / Ionia. Or whatever, right? Like, I think if they hit something, they hit Twin Disciplines somehow. And then if they do that, they might also slot in an Iceborn Legacy change, depending on how it goes the next couple of days. If people keep playing it, they might change it. If people kind of stop playing it, they won't.
Yeah, you know what I think more than it being 8 out of 8 in the tournament, it being a problem on the ladder, I think. Because like the win percentage was around like 58, 59% or something. And that's
no one's playing it right now.
Except me, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, no one plays it.
It's like 1 out of, I don't know, 8 of every match. And I'm like, why aren't more people playing this deck?
I know. All I do is win and be confused by why no one else is playing other decks that beat me or in the deck itself.
Yeah.
And it almost frightens me where I'm like, there's something I don't know. I must be the one
but
that's
I
wrong.
Keep winning. Yeah.
I actually have like ladder anxiety because I was like, I don't know what's going on. Like I'm winning, and this is great, but I just don't know. I don't even. I'm pretty sure I'm not even playing the deck optimally. I'm just clicking buttons here, and like they die. I don't know. Yeah, well, because I think we could probably figure out why. Like the deck is like pretty complex. And it's like a very
new at this moment. There's other stuff.
No, it's also like not. I don't know. Like, is anyone like, man, I just really want to play that deck that bounces around stuff. That sounds like fun. Like, no, that's not that
thing. Guy.
Yeah,
you spawned some Gohards in there, and you got yourself a deal.
Like, speaking of which, out of that deck, what happened to the Gohard version? Still a thing?
I just haven't been playing it because, like, I want the version that like races better at the moment. The other version with like the Mourned and stuff, blocks against poros better. You just have a better like Goldfish. Your Solitaire is a lot better.
Yeah.
And I've actually been playing Might instead of Absolver because people are able to interact with my board less. And especially with things like any of the Iceborn Legacy decks or even Dragons, I just want to like, I want to get like, you can go to Kennen Stun and then you Might over. And pings just aren't around.
Well, they don't work.
Pings were in every deck.
Yeah. Just some pings is not enough against Ahri Kennen. That's like not. That's adorable.
Your 3 copies of File Feast ain't gonna do it, my guy.
Yeah, I wonder if Ahri ends up getting touched because a 2/3 quick attack for 2 is that's a very
to a 2/2. That'd be so sad. Though.
It would be sad. Yeah, I think they touch other stuff first. I think she's a fan favorite. Like and she's not she's not busted by any means.
No, deck's really good. Ahri's like the finisher.
What would you even change?
Twin Disciplines.
Yeah, probably start there.
I don't know how.
Just use
You either make it 3 mana and remove it from the game again. You make it +2, which sucks.
I think it would survive. +2, +0, +0, +2. I think it's
not be as.
I think it would be fair. It would be fucking fair. So they Mystic Shot and you cast it,
like,
and it's just like boop.
Literal 3 times better at that point, which makes me
so like there could be better cards.
No,
so like it's like there's lots of examples of that where it's like in another region though you get this. It's like but that's in a different region. So it's like
different region.
It's different things.
Yeah, it just kind of sucks with Ionia. I keep pulling my headphones. Ionia suffers from the problem of like the decks that like the best Ionia decks are busted. Right? You have pink yellow, all the pink yellow of the past. That stream Ionia. So like Azirelia.
Are you talking like history of game here?
Yeah. You know, like all the best Ionia decks are busted.
Yeah, Ionia is blue. It's
the blue is like a mix of Ionia and Targon, I think. And then so the problem is that you have to change Ionia. You have to nerf Ionia, right? So they're not doing these super busted things. But then all the other Ionia strategies are dog shit.
They work
like
for a lot.
Unplayably bad. And this is the first time I get to play Ionia in a while that's not like super uninteractive, like, you know, Elusive Rally or Zirelia or just Lee Sin. And it's really nice. And I'd be really sad if it goes away.
Yeah. I think you could just touch it a little bit and have it.
And that's why I want the twin. If you're going to change something, please change twin, right? Like, don't remove this cool thing I get to do.
Yeah.
Like, let's punish the card that's really doing it, which is probably Twin Disciplines.
Yeah. What else we got?
Honestly, that's about it right now. There's a lot of new stuff. There's like 4LWs, Kindred Elise Pile, which is like the PNZ one. There's a lot of really interesting stuff, but we're just not sure what's good yet.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff out there. There's a lot of really interesting decks, which is kind of like the point of the patch. I feel like like now that you have a few days of experience looking back, what do you think of the patch now?
If they had given me an Aphelios change, it'd have been an A++ patch.
Wow, those are big words.
Yeah. Maybe not an A++ because I hate Iceborn Legacy, but like it'd have been a really good patch. It's still a good patch. I was just disappointed because I don't get to play my favorite champion. Like,
so would you give it an A then?
I would probably give it an A. I mean, we'll see how Iceborn Legacy shakes out.
And are you including the hot fix?
I'm including.
You kind of have to, right?
When I say this patch, I mean the hot fix as well, which is like, the Poppy change, the Gangplank change. There's one other change. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But
there's the landmark. And the 4-drop that gets 2 different 1-drops from the Ahri Kennen.
2 different. Oh, Wayfire. Yeah, Wayfinder. Yeah. Yes. So I'm very happy with the patch. I do think Ahri Kennen will need to get changed in some capacity, or the meta is going to have to drastically shift to deal with it, because in a week, people are going to stop playing the new stuff just because it's new, and they're going to start grinding for ladder points, and you better be ready because Ahri Kennen's coming.
Yeah, speaking of ladder, one of the things I hope to see them change this year, ideally, would be, and I don't know how they would do it, but it feels bad climbing the ladder and then being incentivized to not play anymore.
You just can't play.
Yeah. That's
it sucks.
It sucks. And I know that affects like a small amount of people.
Gauntlet that doesn't suck. Gauntlet that does something would be so nice, because like what we really want is like a way to play the game that doesn't like actually tank us, right? Doesn't like actively hurt us. And then a way to practice for tournaments. In client, right? Like I don't want to have to challenge your friend challenge every time I want to like prep.
Yeah, it's like queue up some sort of like best of 3 queue,
some reps with decks and stuff, right?
Good best of 3 ladder.
Good way to do that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it for us for today. As always,
see you guys on Sunday.
We'll be on Majiinbae's stream. The 2 of us casting finally.
Do you see me just throw up the L?
I saw
no reason. I was going to do this, and then I also wanted to do this, and I don't know, my hand got confused, and I just did the L.
It's been a long week,
and I'm like, oh,
everyone. So yeah, go sign up, come support us, win yourself some money, come qualify for that 5K championship. It's for anyone who doesn't know, it's 64 players, $5,000 championship, top 4 each weekend of qualifiers automatically qualify. There's a points race going on. You can find all the information at masterruneterra.com of the 5K championship in the header. And with that, we will bid you adieu until next week. Remember, keep a learning mindset. You cannot lose. Peace.